Hi, Nick Bartolotta. In the next exercise for a fascial release, we're going to be targeting the front of the hip, but primarily the fascia as it relates from the quad to the hip and a little bit into the TFL, which is what makes this a good additional exercise to do when we're doing the seated or chair-seated modified figure 4. Okay? So the way it works, it's good to have something to balance. I'm going to use this large block. You're going to want your knee pillow, okay? You're going to get into a 90-90 lunge at first. And you're going to put your foot on a small block behind you, okay? The small block is what we're going to use to engage the lower to mid portion of the quad, while we tuck the tail to get the stretch to come even higher, okay? So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you don't need to balance with a block, you can balance on the front of your leg. I'm going to go ahead and just put it up a little higher, a little closer to me so I can rest here. Now make sure your hips are square, front foot pointed forward, directly under your knee, back hip over back knee, just like a 90-90 lunge. But now before we tuck our tail, we're going to drive our back foot hard into the block. And you're going to hold it isometrically until you feel the front of your thigh start to burn. Now, it doesn't take very long. If you're really pushing, you should feel that stretch start to creep towards the middle of the thigh. Soon as you do, I want you to imagine that blade again and start to tuck the tail as you kick into the block. And feel how profoundly the stretch goes from lower quad to upper quad to hip flexor. And just maintain that pressure down into the block. Now, if you don't have one of these blocks, just stack a couple phone books, a couple books, put a towel on top of it so it's soft, and you're good to go. You can balance the wall, you can balance on your knee. The most important thing about this stretch is pushing the foot first to activate the quad, then sucking the belly in to tuck the tail. Now, if any of this goes to your lower back, you just need to not tuck so hard. Untuck your tail until you feel the stretch stay in the front. Okay, and you're going to hold as long as you can without it getting either painful in your knee or so intense that you can't tell if it's a good feeling or a bad feeling. All right, so that is 90-90 lunge, back foot on the block for quad and psoas release. Thank you for watching, and we're going to move on to our next set of balancing exercises.